From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the US government says Israel may have breached humanitarian law in Gaza using American weapons. The report outlines that some US-supplied arms have been used inconsistently with Israel's obligations, but stops short of saying Israel has breached international law. The BBC's Tom Bateman says the report shows how President Biden is walking a tightrope with this conflict.
The fact that there is criticism of the Israeli government is very significant in its own right, but that is then couched in a whole series of caveats.
Transpower has issued a grid emergency notice due to severe weather in space. The national power provider is warning a geomagnetic storm is likely to affect Earth this weekend, coming from significant solar activity. A spokesperson says they're removing some transmission lines from service across the South Island as a precaution, but they don't expect any impact on electricity supply. A shopping centre in Perth was forced into lockdown yesterday after an incident involving men armed with knives. Dozens of shoppers descended on Carousel Shopping Centre in the city's east with reports of an altercation. Police are still looking for two offenders after a third man had been left with a gash to the face. Inspector Jeff Dunsanges says panic was felt by shoppers.
And that's completely understandable considering what's occurred in the eastern states, in Bondi in recent times, and other reports of knives in our community. It's completely understandable that people would be concerned. However, I want to reassure the community that there was no cause for alarm.
New Zealand has voted in favour of a resolution that broadens Palestine's participation at the UN General Assembly. The resolution would give Palestine more opportunities to participate in the General Assembly while stopping short of admitting them as a full member. Foreign Minister Winston Peters says New Zealand will make a clear statement to the UN this morning and explain while it supports the enhancing Palestine's status at the UN, this does not amount to recognition of Palestinian statehood. That's news. In sport, a big day for the Joseph family ahead of this afternoon's Black Ferns Pacific Force Series clash against the USA in Hamilton. Halfback Maya, daughter of former All Black Jamie, will make her first international as part of the starting 15. But Maya explains the Joseph family are prioritising another special occasion over her debut.
It's actually my sister's graduation at the exact same time. She's graduating law school, so my parents are at that in Dunedin and coming next week. She must be the favourite.
The Hurricanes are happy to remind the Blues which team's been top dog in 2024. Super Rugby's frontrunners clash at Eden Park this afternoon, and Canes captain Brad Shields hasn't been slow in reminding the Blues they beat them back in round 3.
They'll probably obviously want a little bit of redemption from when they came down here earlier in the year, first and second at the moment, so that's going to be good. It's going to be big, biggest game for us this year so far, and I think for them as well.
That's sport. I'm Sandy Hodge.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.